Hello, welcome back to Falcon Blues TV, you filthy animals. So, as you can see, Paul, is at Kirkby Valley Golf Club, which used to be Kirkby Golf Course back in the day, but the place has had a big refurb since then. And you are probably thinking, what is Paul doing here? Well, the reason I'm here is that back in 1996, this was the first proposed site for Everton's new ground as it was then, or what it become. So I would have been, I was 8. Yeah, I was in primary school. In fact, right there. Yeah, there's a young Paul there with Scott McGivern, who is still a good friend of mine, and also got volleyed by Derek Mountfield not too long ago. In fact, hang on, I'll show you that as well.
No, 10 now. This is what I do to fucking one of them.
What a spot. What a good sport. But now we are here at Kirkby Golf Course, which has got a lot coming as well. They've got a hotel coming and a new driving range, and the place looks great compared to if anyone used to come here a few years ago. But I've lucky enough got it on a beautiful September day, and I've been given permission to have a little walk around on the, not on the green because they'll kick off on that, but yeah. But this was going to be the first proposed site with 1996 with Peter Johnson. It was the chairman at the time. Anyone remembers him? Yeah, that horrible bastard. But yeah, that was the first proposed one for Kirkby, and as you probably remember, there was more to come, but we'll get to that later on. So that would have been, get the date for you now. So it was in 1996. Everton FC under Peter Johnson released plans to relocate Everton to a new stadium on the site of Kirkby Golf Course, and that was, trust me, it looks so much better now than what it was, because it used to be the pits really, but then fella who used to own Formby all owns it now, Michael, I forget his surname, but yeah, he's a nice guy. So that was happening in 1996. Then a fan-funded organisation was set up by supporters called Goodison for Everton, who later commissioned the architects behind Twickenham's redevelopment for a feasibility report which supports the view that Goodison Park can be redeveloped. And then in 2000, Everton released plans for a proposed new 50,000 seat stadium that would be part of the King's Dock development in Liverpool, which well, you all know that became the Echo Arena, or the M&S Bank Arena as it's called now. But this was the first site that, and I remember it because one of my uncles was a keen golf player and a member at this golf course, and he wasn't too happy about it, so he didn't want his golf course getting ripped apart. But this was the first place, and now we're going to have a look at the second place that I believe was in 2006, where that was the deal with the Tesco deal, as they famously called it. We're going to have a little walk up to Valley Road, but I'm sure you don't want to listen to me talk while we walk up to Valley Road, so I'll see you in a bit. Just had a boss little chat with Phil, who works in the pro shop there. His ringtone went off, and it was Hans Zimmer, Interstellar, and I asked, that's Hans Zimmer, innit? And we just had a nice conversation about Hans Zimmer, but that's for another day. Yeah, so before we get up to Valley Road, as I said, there's going to be a hotel being built here, and a new driving range. Now, you'll have a look over here. Hello. People's cars in the way, in the redges and whatnot, but there's the bar over here. I don't even know if they still do food, but they did. You can go in and get a coffee. I've got coffee here, look. Hey, I'm on work in a bit, so, but we can see some of the work getting built up here, and yeah, it's going to be quite a place once the hotel gets built and the driving range. But I'll see you in a bit. Okay, just one more side note before we leave. See over here, just behind the sign, try and zoom in. So many years ago, before I did this channel, I used to be a healthcare assistant in the community. That was before I went into mental health. However, I used to look after a lovely gentleman who used to come over to the golf course quite often. He knew Michael, the owner, quite a bit. And at least on 2 occasions, we seen Mike Ashley land his helicopter here. Purely, and what we got told was, when they had the Sports Direct in Aintree, that was like the biggest one, and it was the first one to have a gym in the UK. So he used to land here because he wouldn't pay the airport fees. And he'd get picked up by a drive up to Aintree. And yeah, we had to look in the helicopter once, but that was many years ago. But yeah, that's little nostalgia just come back to me there. But yeah, small world. Lovely day, by the way. Hello there. Yeah, so I thought I'd give you, since I'm nearly there, a little brief history of the proposed Tesco deal, as it was famously called. So we are on our way to Valley, well, we're on Valley Road now, but we're going to show you where the proposed site was. So it would have been in, I think it was July 2007. Yeah, July 2007. And basically it was the Kirkby option. So Everton conducted a ballot, if you remember it. I think season ticket holders, individuals who have a season ticket in the last 3 years, adult Evertonian members and shareholders, obviously. Complimentary season ticket holders were not eligible to vote. Unlucky. On Goodison Park's 115th anniversary, 24th of August 2007, the result was announced. As a result, Everton will continue to negotiate plans with Tesco and Knowsley Borough Council. An application was submitted to Knowsley Council by the club and Tesco on the 2nd of January 2008. And then on the 9th of June 2008, Knowsley Council approved the plans, with 20 councillors voting in favour and 1 against. Keith Wirnes, if you remember, he's the CEO at the time, said, "The next big step comes in the form of trying to ensure the project is not called in for inquiry from the government." On 6th of August 2008, the project was called in by the government. In a statement by the club, Everton was said to be disappointed by the decision. Yeah. Now, everyone had their opinions on this. Obviously, they'd keep Everton in our city. And look, you know, the objections are quite clear. Was it going to be feasible? Blah, blah, blah. The only thing I didn't like about Everton, keep Everton in our city, was, you're telling me, I've got a Liverpool postcode, you're telling me Kirkby wasn't a part of your city. Well, it did used to be part of the city until the Tories changed the boundaries. Leighton Baines, is he not from your city? And it's good enough for Liverpool to have the training ground now. And yeah, when people say that about Knowsley, Alan Stubbs, Peter Reid, Stephen Gerrard, missed out a few big ones there somewhere, aren't I? But you get me point. You get me point. But we are going to get you up to the proposed site very shortly. So here we are. The River Alt is next to me there. Who remembers jumping over that as a kid? Yeah, so we're coming up to where the proposed site was. We're on Valley Road. So ahead of me would be the old Kirkby College. To the right of me, sort of where the leisure centre is. But I also remember one of the problems being, it wasn't moles, but it was something like moles, and they were endangered. If anyone can remember the exact animal, they were endangered. But you might see some like little, they look like, you know, like little holes that moles would go through, but it wasn't moles, and I forgot the name of them. But anyway, if anyone knows, let us know in the comments. But also let us know what was your thoughts at the time, because obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And the new ground's fantastic. King's Dock would have been the one, and when I get some time I'll do a little vlog around there and we'll go through the history of that as well, for anyone who likes these type of videos. But yeah, I mean, myself, at the time I wanted it, you know, not just for the laziness of being able to walk to the match, but it would have created a lot of jobs in Kirkby. And you know, Kirkby's one of the sort of boroughs of Knowsley that has been underfunded for many years. Like, it took them 40 fucking years to get a supermarket, but yeah, that was my opinion at the time. Obviously it worked out better in the end, and whew, got my steps in today, boys and girls, because I'm in a rush, because I'm in work in about an hour's time, but thought I'll get this done because it's a nice day. And yeah, we're gonna speed up again to get to the actual site. There's endangered bowls. Yeah, endangered bowls. Thanks very much, yeah. See you later, Colin John. Whew, so here we are. Now over there, that's Kirkby Leisure Centre over there. The Falcon's over that way. But yeah, this would have been your site. Well, around about 6 years. Kirkby College is over there. And yeah, in an alternative universe, this would have been Everton's new ground. And yeah. So for your historians who wanted to know a bit of the history, and I've got it as accurate as I can, I'm sure people who know better can leave us in the comments and let us know other stuff. And you know, I'm actually thinking about speaking to some of the people from Keep Everton in our city, just so I can get their perspective as well, because you know, this is my opinion, but and obviously everything's worked out well. Whew. Tell you what, you better watch this video because I'm sweating my tits off. Been all uphill. Yeah, but that would have been something else, eh? But yeah, please like and subscribe. As always, up the fucking toffees, Colin Chong.